Welcome. My name is Idris Kamoga, and I'm happy to have you in our today's learning episode. Well, it's the month of April, and we are looking at a close open up into the month of April. This is the only session that we dedicated for every month to give you an insight on the industry analysis, especially in Uganda and across the region, East Africa. We've got so many things that have transpired. It's just to give you a few things, probably that have transpired within the same month and probably closing towards the end of every month. So we'll be coming to you every month. We've done this from February, March, April, onwards, May, June, July. And we've got very interesting sessions amid this all. We also have the action plan, right? Where we give you an insight on hands-on. What could you be doing around this time, right? And for those that are following us, we've given you an insight of the February action plan, the March action plan. So we're thinking, in your opinion, are you moving forward? What are you doing? What you should be doing at this moment? Onwards. We also have a learning curve. At least there is a tip where we give you what you should be able to learn accurately, right? So this session is very important for tourism business entrepreneurs, beginners, and those that have been existing for a while. If you want to give us your views or opinion on how probably we can improve this particular session, it comes every month, and we've got 3 segments. If I may repeat, we've got the industry or situation analysis of the industry. We also have the action plan, specifically targeting that particular month. And we also end with a learning curve, right? So we want to dive in with you, and we'll start with the industry situation analysis. And here we want to share with you, things that have, have been on, one, we want to look at Uganda Airlines. Soon they launched flights to London, Gatwick International Airport. This is a very positive to the tourism industry in Uganda and across the region. Of course, UK is a good generating region, and we'll have to tap into this traffic. Of course, so many tourists fly, from various countries into the UK, and from the UK, and of course we have to tap. Clients will have accessibility, especially those flying from UK to Entebbe. That's a good one for all of us as tourism business entrepreneurs. Of course, I've seen also flights by Uganda Airlines from UK to different parts of of the world, going to Abuja, Accra. I think it's turning out to be very positive, and fingers crossed, I think this is going to increase traffic ahead, especially for tourists, business people that are traveling here and there, especially connecting between London and Entebbe. On the low bit of the tourism, business, we still continue to have the low season, the month of March that passed on. We have April, and we're still going on with April, May. Hotels have got low occupancy. Tour operators, literally, they are Their safari vehicles are parked, driver guides are, home, probably doing something else. So, and across the region, Rwanda, Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, it has been like that. And we hope to continue that way. And of course, it comes with a lot of issues, things like um, cash flow management, things like break even becomes very hard. So it's tough and rough, but regardless, we have to move. Of course, we expect things to be right June, July, right? Onwards. And these are high peak season months. So around this time, our businesses, get to crawl, it's a low season, and it's been like that. So we continue to have that session in, and hopefully things are getting better very soon. We've had World Travel Market, Cape Town, and I've seen colleagues from Uganda that took part, represented from the Association of Uganda Tour Operators. Big up to you, and I hope things went on so well. But I want to remind you that trade show, the biggest business is post show. Of course, a lot of things that you must carry on before the show, on site, and after the show. But I want to talk about after the show so that you can, make good returns. It will all depend on your engagement, with whoever you meet. You met your how you build up your database, the activations that you're going to do, your response to them, the trainings that you'll give your agents on new products, the awareness. So there is a lot of work post show, you see. So if you want to make it more success, the activities of your post show in regard to whoever you met must must be on point. And our last thing here would be, of course, we've got Indaba coming up in the month of May. So around this time, I think people should be able to prepare. Those that are probably stepping forward to be part of this show. Still in South Africa, it happens in Durban. So basically, that's a brief wrap up of the situation analysis currently in as far as the tourism industry is concerned. Especially more emphasis is on in Uganda and across the East Africa region. Of course, there are so many things that have happened around, could be in Tanzania, Kenya, and you feel we need to get to know about. Please, you can give us your what happened, what transpired there in our comment section below. Would also love to give you our short action plan for this month, into this. This is our third session of our open up into the month of April. We want to look at reviewing service providers database. You see, this is when you can get time to the service providers. If I imagine your tour operator, your car rental company, this is when you can review your service providers database. So where are you getting the vehicles? You know, who is new that has got what you want anyway as part of your supply chain, so that you can update it. What are you adding on board as a product, and who is the supplier, right? So if we've looked at things that help you to succeed, and one of them is having the right contact of a given supplier. So this time around April, try to review, go through your MailChimp account. Whom do you want to keep, who receives your newsletters? Are you making the right communications to the right people? That's very key. We also look at, it's a good time to start collecting 2026 supplier rates. You see, I've seen so many lodges, resorts, have published their 2026. So this is a good time. Don't wait for November. It's getting late by November, but around this time, send out those emails. If they don't have them, they will definitely, you'll trigger them to work them on, and then you'll be able to get the 2026. And this is the best way when you can start working on your 2026 products. Still on the same bit, 2026 product and pricing. You see, and for example, for the hotels, please communicate to operators, communicate to your customers 2026, because people are planning a year in advance. You see, so people who want to come for April 2026, I think this is the right time to receive 2026 tariffs. For tour operators, of course, your agents are selling way ahead of time. 2026 is already in the market. So get down, dive in, price your itineraries, have your new products priced and based on 2026. Send them out, right? So it's very important. Renovations and training, of course. I've seen a number of lodges. This is a very good time. Lodges, resorts, hotels, where you've got low occupancy, literally no business. So this is a good time that you can use for you to do renovations, to do trainings, refreshers for your team, even tour operators. This is a good time for your staff to go for retreats, team building, because you need to recharge. You see, around this time we have literally no or low business, so you can have very good ample time to invite a consultant, talk to your team. You see, so Apple is a lot to do just because there is less to do in terms of business. Then lastly, self-assessment, evaluation. You see, Apple marks the first quarter of the year. You see, Jan, you've been doing something. February, you've done something. March, you've done something. Then April, this is a good time to do self-assessment. What has worked for you? Continue with it. What has failed you? End it. Right? So have a good time, assess your strategies, how they've worked, the implementation have been. Get your scorecards right, and then it will help you on the next step before you step into the next quarter of the year, because our other quarter of the year probably will be towards the end of August, and this is when we can do another self assessment and evaluation. Lastly, we want to go into our learning curve, and here we bring you the pricing strategy. How are you pricing your products? For the tour operators, what criteria are you using to come up with quotations? You see, so we want to walk you through, even hotels. What's the basis of your room rate? You see, so but remember, we are looking at maximizing profits at the end, at the same time, without compromising quality of our services and products that we extend to the guests. So we want to give you the best three ways, to share with you the three ways of pricing, you see, and then you'll be able to choose which way would be best for your tourism business. So we want to look at the competitive pricing. As you all know, the market is all saturated, right? And people are pricing based on competition. No, I need to make $100 on this. I think this is the worst pricing strategy that you can ever take when you have your competitor or your competition on mind. Oh, this client may go elsewhere, is inquiring elsewhere, and so I think we shouldn't invest to that, according to me. However, if you feel you need to make a sale, competition pricing, you definitely have to uh, rely on who is pricing what. So you have to do a lot of research and know how much is a room for a property that is located within, for a hotel that is of my same class and standard, how much is a 3-day to Merchant Falls based on other tour operators, and see how you can probably either be on the same or slightly lower than, and that's all about competition pricing. So you have to look at the market, who is offering what, you see. But we also have value-based pricing, valuing, pricing your product based on value. To me, this is the most, you see. You can best value, can be exclusivity, can be uniqueness, can be on quality, and this is where we all want to be, right? And here you're going to be able to maximize profit. So you look at that. What am I presenting to the customer? Of what value is it to my customer? Right? So that value-based pricing should be the set pricing strategy for all our tourism businesses. There must be a strong value to it in terms of quality, in terms of uniqueness, and in terms of exclusivity. And our last pricing strategy, where we look at the cost pricing. Of course, cost pricing, we have to calculate the total cost, see that there is a break-even point, and then on top of that, this is when we add our markup. And the question is, how are you presenting your markup? Is it based on per person and non per person? Is it based on percentage fee figures, or is it based on handling fees? And how are you setting that anyway? You see, so cost plus pricing is very important also. However, get the prices. What are the total prices? Right? $1,000. What are you adding on top of that? 10%, which is $100. It could work for you if you feel that's the best way. And this is one of the most popular one that everyone is adopting. You find that a trip is going to cost you this much in terms of all costs, and then you have to add something on top of, in terms of percentage figures or a block figure as your handling fees. Right? Cool. I hope you've learned something today in our learning curve session. So the next thing would be, what is your pricing strategy? Right? So that's a wrap up of our open up into the month of April. And of course, we'll definitely be back here for the month of May, and we'll be walking you through bit by bits on how you can have your tourism business grow steadily, gradual, and moving forward. I want to thank you so much for keeping it right here with us. Do not forget to share or to follow us on our social media handles. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter and LinkedIn. We bring tourism business ideas to life. If you have a tourism business idea, come along with us. Let's sit down together. Let's look at it. We'll flip it, we'll open it, and we'll guide you on the next steps to take. My name is Idris Kamoga, and I sign out. I can't wait to see you in our next video. Bye-bye.